Salvete! Hello everybody, welcome to another language learning video. This is Latin with Stephen. Hope you're doing well, wherever you're watching this from. In this video I want to introduce two very irregular verbs, but very important ones. Before we do that, let us just recap some of the verbs we've learned so far. So if you've been following this series of videos, in Unit 1 we looked at are verbs, first conjugation verbs, where the infinitive ends in are. So I'll rhyme off a few verbs, infinitives in Latin, and see if you can remember what they mean. So what about laborare? Laborare, to work. Amare, to love. Ambulare, to walk or to amble. Laudare, laudare, to praise, laudable. Salutare, salutations, is to greet. Let's see if you can remember from the English into Latin with a few. What was the verb to prepare? Begins with a P. P-A-R. Parare. Parare. To fight. Begins with a P. Pug. Pug. Pugnare. Yeah, someone who's pugnacious. Pugnus is your fist. Pugnare. To help. Iuare. Iuare. To look at or watch something, like a spectator. Spectare. Spectare. To punish. Castigare. Castigare. Or to chastise, to rebuke somebody. To count. Think of the number. Numerare. Numerare. To hide or conceal. Celare. So quite a lot of verbs, if you think about it, that we've covered on this little Latin journey so far. Well done if you recognized and remembered some, if not all of them. Let's just quickly practice our conjugation. Let's take randomly the verb spectare, like the spectator, to look at or to watch. So spectare, you take off the are, that leaves you with the stem, which is spect in this instance, and then after the T we have the personal endings. Goes like this. Let's do it together. Specto, I watch. Spectas, spectat, he, she. We spectamus, spectatis, spectant. The plural they form always ending in nt. Specto, spectas, spectat. Spectamus, spectatis, spectant. Again, specto, spectas, spectat. Spectamus, spectatis, spectant. Very good. And then in this unit, the second unit of this course, we introduce second conjugation verbs, the infinitive of which ends not in are but in ere with a long e, ere. Can you remember any examples of such verbs? We had the verb to have, very important, begins with H, habere, habere. So I have is habeo, habeo, habere. To hold something tenaciously. Tenere. I hold teneo. So noticing these ones have eo, not just o like ammo, but eo for I. Teneo, habeo. What about to see? Video. Video. So videre is the infinitive. Tenere, habere, videre. To warn or advise? Monere. Moneo. Change the O to an A. Maneo, manere, is to remain or to stay. I stay in the house. In villar, maneo. Monere, manere. What about to sit? Sedere. Sedeo. I'm sitting. Sedeo. In culina, in the kitchen. In culina, sedeo. Habere, tenere. Sedere. Videre, manere. Monere. Let's just practice the conjugation. We'll go back to habere, to have. I have, you have, etc. Take off the ere, stem is hab. Then we get habeo, habes with an e, habet, habemus, habetis, habent. Habeo, I have. Habes, you have. Habet, he, she, it. Plural. Habemus, habetis, habent, they have. Again. Habeo, habes, habet. Habemus, habetis, habent. Habeo, habes, habet. Habemus, habetis, habent. And may I just remind you guys that If you're saying habeo, it can mean both I have and I am having. Laudo, I praise, I am praising. Laborat, he, she works, he, she is working. So it could convey the idea of something happening right now, which we might call present continuous, or it might just convey a general truth. So-and-so works every day. So-and-so sits frequently in the garden. May not be happening right now. So you distinguish based on context and translate into English as you see fit. In Latin there is only the one form and covers both bases. Right, let's now move on to these very interesting verbs. Two infinitives that look nothing like the ones we've met so far. They don't end in are or ere. We have velle, that's the infinitive. Velle, it means to want. To want. And the opposite is a nolle, to not want. To want and not want. Let's have a look at these then. So we have, I want wallow. You want wis, remembering we're pronouncing the V as a W if we can. He, she, it wants waltz. Wallow, wis, walt. Wallow, wis, walt. We want wallamus. You guys want waltis. They want wallant. Wallow, wis, walt. Wallamus, waltis, wallant. Let's do it together. Say them out loud if you can. Wallow, wis, walt. Wallamus, waltis, wallant. Wallow, wis, walt. Wallamus, waltis, wallant. Wallow, wis, walt. Wallamus, waltis, wallant. If we look at it, I say they're very irregular, and they are, but actually we've still got the O, we've still got the S, which we always get, like amas, habes, laudas. We've still got the T, amat, habet, sedet. It's always there, this T, isn't it, for he, she, it. Mus, for we. Tis, for you, plural. Nt, for they. So actually, the termination of the verb is the same letters or cluster of letters that we'd expect. It's just the middle bit looks a bit weird, maybe. All right. Velle, to want, infinitive. Wallow, wis, walt. Wallamus, waltis, wallant. Let's look at the negative. Nolle. Okay. Nolo. So we've got wallow, nolo. I want, I don't want. Wallow, nolo. Wallow, nolo. You don't want, non wis. You want, wis. You don't want, non wis. Sometimes it's written as one word, sometimes it's separated. We know known means not. So actually that makes sense, doesn't it? You don't want. Walt, known walt. Wallamus, okay. This time we've got rid of the N and we've combined it. Nolamus. Notice a long O. Nolo. Nolamus. We don't want. Wallamus, nolamus. Wallow, I want. Nolo, I don't want. Wallamus, we want. Nolamus, we don't want. Wallow, nolo. Wallow, nolo. Wallamus, nolamus. Waltis, non waltis. Wallant, nolant. Wallow, wis, walt. Wallamus, waltis, wallant. Nolo, non wis, non walt. Nolamus, non waltis, nolant. Let's look at them comparing. Wallow, nolo. Wis, non wis. You want, you don't want. Talking to one person. Waltz, non waltz. He, she wants, he, she doesn't want. Or it. Wallamus, nolamus. Waltis, non waltis. Wallant, nolant. All right. Going to take a little bit of practice, but actually they're not that hard, are they really? Just need to keep saying them out loud. Now, when we use one of these verbs, if you think about it, I want, she wants, he doesn't want, well, we need something else, and usually it's going to be a second verb. I want to go. I want to go out. She wants to drink. They want to stay. So it's going to necessarily involve a second verb. Now that second verb will stay in the infinitive form, which is to say the are or second conjugation, ere form. So if we say, for instance, I want to walk, a bit like ambling. Wallow, well, you're not going to say wallow ambulo, because we've already conjugated the first verb, the wanting, wallow. Therefore, it is not necessary and not correct to conjugate the second verb. You've already done it once, so we know who we're talking about. Therefore, the second verb stays in the are form, this being ambulare, wallow ambulare, or indeed ambulare wallow. The order doesn't matter, it's flexible in Latin. Ego, if you like. Ambulare volo. I want to walk today. Ego hodie ambulare volo. Volo hodie ambulare. Number one verb, first conjugated. What's conjugated? It just means you've taken the infinitive and you've changed it. You've put the right ending to attach it to a person and a tense. In this case, first person, present tense, I want. Volo. Volo ambulare. Right. What about the master? Think of dominate. Dominus. Dominus. The master wants to sit. The master wants to sit. So, the master wants. Dominus. He, she. Wults with a T on the end. Dominus wults. Second verb to sit must be infinitive. Sedere. Dominus vult sedere. Dominus sedere vult. Now, nunc. Dominus nunc. In villa sedere vult. Dominus nunc in atrio. Sedere vult. Vult sedere. The master now wants to sit in the atrium. Vult sedere. But the daughter wants to stay in the garden. But the daughter, said filia, once again, vult, manere, to stay, remain, manere in horto, ablative. So the noun is hortus masculine, but in horto, place where, ablative case. Sed filia, in horto, manere vult. Sed filia vult, in horto manere. Vult manere, wants to stay. Master wants to sit, vult sedere. Vult sedere, sedere vult. Vult manere. Manere vult. Very good. What about the man does not want to work today? Can you remember the man? Well, I hope so, because it's that one. All right. Second declension. Wir. Does not want. So the man, that's he. So the he, she form is this one, but it's negative. Non vult. Wir, non vult, to work, labor. Laborare, today. Hodie. Wir, hodie. Non vult, laborare, or indeed, wir hodie laborare, non vult. Wir laborare, non vult. Because he is tired. Quod est, he is. Fessus, remember that one. Us, because it's masculine. Quod est fessus. Quod fessus est. If it were a lady, it'd be fessa. Wir hodie laborare non vult. Quod hodie fessus est. Very good. Well done if you're getting these. Right, let's do a plural. The boys. The boys. What would that be? What's one boy? Second declension. Puer. Plural. Pueri. Just remember, second declension, masculine nouns. Get the E. So the men will be witty. Boys, pueri. Right, the boys want. So it's they, the boys. So it's going to be this one. Volunt, with our typical NT for they. Pueri volunt. What about to greet? To salute. Salutare. The athlete. Accusative is the object. Athletam. Pueri. Volunt. Salutare athletam. Pueri athletam salutare volunt. Athletam pueri salutare volunt. Whatever. As long as you've got the volunt salutare and the accusative for the athletam, it makes sense. The girls want to see the athlete too. Also. Now the to word, remember that one, begins with a Q, Q-U, Q-U-O, quoque, likes to come the second element in the sentence. So if I rephrase it, the girls also want to see the athlete. Puellai, one girl is puella, two girls puellai, feminine, nominative plural, puellai quoque, the girls too, the girls also. Puellai quoque, volunt, vedere, long E, second conjugation infinitive, vedere, athletam, accusative. Puella quoque, athletam, volunt vedere. Puella quoque athletam, vedere volunt. Puella quoque, vedere, athletam volunt. Whatever. All right. Let's do a we. We want to walk in the street. We want to walk in the street. So we've got our typical mus, just like with amamus, salutamus, volumus. Volumus, ambulare in the street, in via. With a long A, first declension, your ablative case. In via. Volumus in via ambulare. Volumus in via ambulare. In via ambulare volumus. All right. Let's make a negative. We don't want to work in the kitchen. We do not want. We want not to work in the kitchen. So we've gone from volumus, just to make it negative, nollemus. And that does the job of we do not want. There's no doing or doesing in this kind of sense. In Latin, you just go straight for your verb, volumus or nollemus. So nollemus, to work, laborare. We do not want. We want not to work in the kitchen. In culina. In culina laborare nollemus. Nollemus in culina laborare. Quod, because in via ambulare volumus, because we want to walk in the street. Nollemus in culina laborare hodie. Quod volumus in via ambulare. Let's just do a couple more. What about, start with the matron loves the daughter, probably her daughter, we don't need the word for her. Matrona, filiam, accusative, because the daughter's not doing the loving, she's being loved, therefore object. Matrona filiam amat. Matrona filiam amat. And wants to praise her. And wants to praise her. So we could say et wants, wult, the matrona that is, wult. What's her? Do you remember that one? Accusative. Eam, E-A-M, eam. Him would be eum, E-U-M, but eam. Wult eam laudare. Matrona filiam amat, et eam laudare vult, and wants vult to praise her, eam laudare. Now you may remember we did that other way of saying and, where you can put que. So in that case you don't put et, you put que after the bit that's the and. So we could say something like matrona filiam amat, eamque, and her, eamque laudare vult. Eamque vult laudare. Matrona filiam vult, et eam laudare vult, or, matrona filiam amat, et eam laudare vult, or eamque laudare vult. Eamque vult laudare. So that's quite a nice way of doing it, just putting the que and joining and her. She wants to praise. Last sentence then. The slaves, plural, want to hold, tenacious, tenere, the money. The slaves want to hold the money. Right, let's do that bit. So one slave is servus, second declension, masculine. Plural, us word, second declension become e. Servi. So we had viri, men, pueri, boys, servi, slaves. Servi, they want, volunt, tenere, to hold. What's money? Pecunia, accusative in this case, pecuniam, because it's the object. Servi, pecuniam, tenere, volunt. But the master wants to hide the money. All right. Sed dominus, singular, vult, pecuniam, hide, conceal, celare. The slaves want to hold the money, but the master wants to hide the money. Servi, pecuniam tenere volunt, plural they, volunt, sed dominus vult pecuniam celare, sed dominus pecuniam celare vult. Right, I hope, guys, that's made sense. I hope those examples were useful just to practice this. It's not that difficult, is it? Just worth rhyming these off, learning these forms. Start with maybe just a few of them. Wallow we swult, and then work on your plurals as well. And then remembering that the second verb is going to be an infinitive. Wallow ambulare, wallow laborare, etc. So I hope this has been useful. I'm intending to start the third unit very, very soon, and we will look at third declension nouns and third conjugation verbs. So please revise the material we've covered so far before moving on, so you're nice and confident with first and second declension nouns and first and second conjugation verbs. So that being said, let's leave it there for now. I shall say gratias ago, I thank you, and valete.